guys, it's Riley and today I'm here with a Buffalo Exchange Crossroads haul. So if you have not seen one of these videos before, what I do is I get cheap inventory, more cute trendy stuff, so oftentimes stuff that comes from the bins or stuff I can pick up at Goodwill that's like half off, and then I go sell that to Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange. I live in the Chicago suburbs and we only have these stores in the city of Chicago, so I do have to drive into Chicago, and today traffic was horrendous coming home. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. But I think it's worth it. I mean, maybe not, but I'm not gonna evaluate that because I enjoy it. And so today I'm here to share with you the haul. And if you're curious what type of stuff I take them, I actually do have videos on my channel of me showing the items that I take to them and what they accept and reject, just in case this is something you want to try out for yourself. Those videos are titled like, what did Buffalo Exchange buy, or like, what did they reject? I don't know. You'll have to sort through, sorry. So if you're curious, today, I have trading credit built up. So I always use my trading credit on my stuff. So I'd say usually my cost of goods ends up being about $12 per piece that I'm showing you. So these are higher end items that I expect generally to sell for $50 and above. I have a few that I checked comps on and are probably more about $40, but I was still okay with picking up. Today I had a negative experience at Crossroads, which kind of dampened my selling experience because it was a good day. But I'm going to insert that rant here so I don't have to go through it again. So enjoy my rant. So this is my itemized receipt. The cashier, actually, I had a bad experience. They seemed kind of annoyed to print this out for me, but I didn't care. I was getting it so I could share with you. However, that's not what was annoying. They rang up my purchases, which, as I said, my haul will be a separate video. I bought 12 things at Crossroads. This was at Crossroads. I went up with my stuff, my 12 items, and I was like, I also, before, like, setting my things down, I was like, I also sold, and I'm using my trading credit for this purchase. And then they, rang everything up, and the line was really long. It is a slow checkout process, unfortunately. For some reason, they don't go fast. I mean, they have to take off security tags and stuff. Doesn't matter. There was a long line forming behind me. So they rang up my 12 items, applied my trade, and I was like, oh, I also have my trade card for whatever this doesn't cover, because that's the way they do it. And they're like, oh, I actually can't put in your trade card. I can't use your trade card, and I will have to re-ring everything up. I'm supposed to use the trade card first. I'm like, this has never happened to me before. And I just, the line was so long, I was like, whatever, I'll put it on my card. It was $50 that my trade did not cover of the stuff I was purchasing. And I had $400 before this trade on my trade card that I would like to use, because that's paid $50, and they didn't want to re-ring everything back up because of the long line. And they're like, oh, can you just charge it? I'm like, that's $50. And in the moment I was annoyed, but I was like, whatever, the line is long. And I paid $50, but I have $400. This whole haul should have been free to me, and not free, but I had the credit to cover it. And it's just because they didn't want to re-ring up the items because of their mistake, and a mistake that I've never encountered before. That's literally how Buffalo does it. I told them, I'm like, I have a trade and I also have my trade card to cover what it doesn't cover. No problems. Never experienced this problem before. And an employee at the store should not be like, well, can you just pay $50 so I don't have to fix my mistake? I'm really annoyed about that. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but it would have been a great trip if that had not happened. It's just more the annoyance and the $50. It's not like it was $7. That I would have been fine with. It was $50 that I could have had covered free, not paid any money to them. So I'm super annoyed about that, but that's not going to stop me from going to that location, because I like the girl who did my buy. She knows me. I don't even go in that often. Every other month or so, she's like, oh, I've done your buy before, you bring in good stuff. I'm like, thank you. So all that complaining aside, Hopefully that never happens again. I will make it very clear when I go up to the register next time I did a trade and I have a trade card. Now you know what happened. My cost of goods, I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do. Basically, it messes up my cost of goods. So I'm gonna have to take that $50 I spent on this stuff, and that's like a cost of goods now. So I'm gonna have to do, so say I spent $100 on everything I took them, I'm gonna have to do $150 now to average out my cost of goods. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what I picked up at Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange. I like Crossroads a lot more. Buffalo Exchange's pricing is way more crazy, and they take in a lot more fast fashion stuff, and when they do take in good stuff, they buy it and price it at like $40. So I usually buy less from Buffalo Exchange, which today I only bought 2 items, and 12 items from Crossroads. Oh, also I didn't say this in these videos before. I thought it was kind of clear, but I guess not. I got a comment about it in one of my last ones. Since I post these videos on a delay, I guess I did not explain that. I post these videos on a delay, so I'm showing you this haul in the beginning of June. You're probably going to see it more towards July, August, because these are higher end items that I'm paying up for. I would like to give them a chance to sell. And so if you see a sold comp somewhere on the screen, that is my sold comp. That means the item I'm showing you sold. There was some confusion in the past, and I guess I just thought it was clear that was my sold comp, but it's not. So if I'm showing you an item and it does not have a sold comp on the screen, it's not sold. It's still available in my closet. I'm still waiting for someone to buy it. If there is a sold comp on the screen, it is my sold comp. That item has sold for the amount on the screen. Okay, I think we're good. So the first item I picked up is a Reformation dress. Here's the Reformation tag. It is size 12. They had it priced at $32.50, which is pretty standard at Crossroads for pricing things for pricing Reformation. Again, they have more consistent pricing, which I prefer. So this is a mini dress. I feel like Reformation has kind of gone downhill in the last year or two. I don't get as much for it. It doesn't sell as fast. But I'm still picking it up, especially when I average out my cost of goods to about $12. I think this is a good pickup. I did try to find quick exact comps for this dress. I couldn't find the name of it. I could have spent more time searching for it, but I didn't find the name of it. So I did pick this up without doing comps. This could be a totally oversaturated piece for all I know. This piece I did find exact comps on. So I've never thrifted this brand. I've only ever come across this brand at buy sell trade stores. It is New Works. Here's the tag. I believe they're like sustainably made in LA. They do limited releases in funky prints. And so this is a dress. I had to check. Ooh, there's a safety pin. Let's hope that's not missing. Okay, yeah, it's not missing anything. Someone just safety pinned it closed. So this is a linen dress. I think it was the Chloe dress. And there was one sold for $90 and 2 listed in bigger sizes for $100. So I figured this was a good pickup. This one is a size small, and they have priced this brand up in the past. I mean, this isn't cheap, $24. I have seen them price it for like $35, $38, whatever pricing is. So I did pick up this piece, and I'm hoping to get closer to $100 for this one. I have sold New Works, and I'm also sitting on some New Works, so I'm still figuring out what sells in the brand. So actually this day they had a lot of half off stuff. I don't know if maybe they just went through their inventory and like marked a bunch of stuff on sale, or if I don't know why it was on sale, honestly. I even mentioned something to the cashier about it, and they're like, oh yeah, we just try to clear out old inventory. I'm like, yeah, but I shop here a lot and you guys don't normally have this much. Anyway, these were half off, and I would not have picked them up full price. They're Tory Burch wedges, and they kind of give Teva vibes. So they had them priced at $32.50, which is actually higher than they normally price Tory Burch. You may be wondering, if you use credit normally, why do you care if they're on sale? Well, it's because I got a lot of sale items, which means I'm saving my credits. So I can buy 2 $32.50 items for the same price. Like, obviously, you know how half off works. So even though I'm using credit, I'm still more inclined to buy half off priced items. So I checked comps on these, found the name, and they're selling between like 40 and 50. There's only one listed in the size for 100, so I think if I price them like fair market value, price them maybe at 65, they'll sell for that $40 to $50 price this summer. I think I'm gonna save the best find for last, so make sure you stick around. Okay, this brand I had never heard of. It was on a go back rack, and it is from the brand Damson and Matter. Here is the tag. Comps were honestly kind of all over the place, but it seemed like the dresses were selling 60 to 100 for like a longer dress. So let's hope. This one is also new with tags. I don't know where it's sold. I didn't do any research. I also learned a new brand today. Dish, maybe? D-I-S, but Dimish? Anyway, I wish I'd looked it up. I looked one up while I was at Buffalo Exchange, but it had a hole in it. I did not feel like repairing when I'm paying up. So, oh, I didn't tell you. They had this price at $28 and it was half off. So $14 for a dress. That I think will go for closer to $60, hopefully. And honestly, again, my cost of goods, I put it up on the screen, but hopefully it's more around $12, but $14 is the cash I would have paid. $14 came out of my credit. I like that the neckline is adjustable. Definitely, I will be tagging this like cottage core, prairie, homestead. This came in, oh yeah, I love to read the tags at buy sell trade stores to know how long things have been sitting. Unfortunately, they do things by week. So this came in on week 18 of the 52 week year. I don't know what month that was. I guess I could do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This came in May and it was already half off. That's crazy. It was there for like 2 weeks. So they must just be rotating inventory very fast right now. Okay, this was a great find, and I checked exact comps on this piece because I was unsure if it would be great. Comps told me it was great though. It is Alexis, which I have sold this brand a few times. It's a high retail brand. This piece actually gives me self-portrait vibes. Here it is, a green lacy dress. If you're familiar with self-portrait, I'm sure you understand why I say it gives self-portrait vibes. So I checked this exact dress. There's only a handful listed, and the sold comps are between like 150 to 200. So I will definitely be willing to take closer just to 100 to move mine fast. It is a really pretty dress. I don't know if this is their current tag or if they have an updated tag. Also, they had this piece priced at $47.50, but it was half off. I mean, I might have picked it up full price, but I was happy to pick it up half off. And this came in week 16, which is April, question mark. I should make a chart for these videos so I can tell you when these pieces came in. I'm gonna save my best find of the day for last. So you have to hang around if you want to see the best for last. This piece I contemplated on, but it was half off and I thought it was unique, so I grabbed it. It is Moschino. I believe that's how you say the name, Moschino. And it is their cheap and chic line, unfortunately, which I am not a fan of. It is their diffusion line. It's still not cheap, but why would a designer brand make a cheap line, like, and call it cheap? I don't know. However, they had this priced at $42.50, but it was half off. And look at this. It's definitely unique. I looked for this exact piece on Poshmark. I did find dresses made in like the same print, but I will just have to do more research. To my knowledge, I'm like 99% sure this is authentic because I have sold this line before, but I just thought it was a special enough piece worth trying out. Okay, this is another piece I picked up planning to only sell, like not planning to sell it for 40, but I think it will only sell for about 40. It is I Am Gia, which I actually have no experience selling. I have one piece in my laundry that needs to be washed because it's stinky. Came from the thrift store. I did grab these. I figured these are a nice summer pant. Again, we're in the right season. They're crocheted, ombre. Someone wants these for vacation. Size medium. I did find the exact name and stock photos and stuff for this piece, and comps were saying it's selling for $40. And also, I don't think any were listed in this size. They had these priced at $28 and they were half off. So $14 was what I spent in trade on them. They actually were very, very full on pants, which they told me when I came in. They're like, we're full on pants, we're not really buying pants, including jeans. I don't know if they bought any pants for me, actually. I didn't really, oh, they did. Actually, they did buy some pants for me, which is funny, jeans. But anyway, they were full. And so many of their pants were half off. I probably should have taken some time to go through more of them, but I get overwhelmed when I'm in there and I make mistakes sometimes. And let's just hope I didn't make any buying mistakes. I'd rather leave something good behind and not know it than buy something bad and be stuck with it. Okay, we got another half off piece. This came in week 17. It is Ula Johnson, which I have like one listed and one sold from this brand. I think this is the first top I've ever had from them. And this piece was half off as well. It was half off of $28. So $14. If you're curious, I went into the dressing room to check comps because Crossroads is a teeny tiny store that is packed and it's usually busy. It was busy this day, so it's hard to, you know, like, it's not like Goodwill where you can find an empty row and check comps and stuff. Like, I had to go into the dressing rooms if I wanted to do detailed comps. So I couldn't find the name of this in my search, but I found someone had sold one in December for like $70. Honestly, I don't expect $70. I'll do more research and hope it's not oversaturated, but I figured I'd take the risk for $14 of trading credit and potentially a $70 sale. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be for me or if I'm going to sell it. I have to try it on. It is actually just We the Free People. This is a newer tag from them. Okay, two things. First, I'm pretty sure I had this saved on Poshmark because I wanted to buy it liked. I feel like I went and cleared out my likes of things I knew I was never gonna buy. But if this is what I thought it was priced at like 70, it was like selling around 70, priced at like $90, and I'm not gonna spend that as a thrifter on the Free People sweater for myself. I think I'll wear this, so I think this will be mine. It was, as I said, priced $18.50, but it was half off. I probably wouldn't keep it for myself at $18.50. I came in week 15. It's an extra small. I am not an extra small. We know Free People is oversized, but I would say this is a large, like if you're going by normal sizing. So if for whatever reason I dislike this, it will get posted, but likely this is just mine. Okay, this was a fun find. I do have experience selling this brand because I bought it from Helpsy Source. That was a terrible box. Never again. This is a much better piece from this brand. The brand is House of CB London, and here is this adorable piece. Now, I did not look for exact comps on this piece. It's just like a little tie front satin blouse with this pretty green print. I believe I'm gonna use like the keywords soft girl and coquette girl. I feel like those fit. Anyway, I did not look for exact comps on this piece. I just quickly searched what their tops were selling for, and pretty much anything similar to this was going for over $50. And so if my cost of goods is about $12, I'm very happy paying that. Fingers crossed. This goes for about $50. This I picked up. I have actually no experience selling Coach clothing. This is Coach, and it's their 1941 line, which is their like runway line, I believe. And this is a printed blouse. So their clothing doesn't do awesome. I did not find exact comps for this piece. I would think this is like a $40 sale, but I did find stock photos and just information about this piece. They had it priced at $22.50. It was half off, so another reason I chose to purchase it. Okay, now we're into the two items I picked up from Buffalo Exchange, and don't worry, we still have the best for last. So this is an Albion, if that is how you say the name, swimsuit. I found an exact recent sold comp for this of $51. They had it priced at $18, but then she actually told me it was on sale for like 13 something, and I was like, cool, I was gonna pay full price. And they have it under a t-shirt. That's funny. They don't usually, I don't think, buy sell trade stores. Crossroads, last time Crossroads told me they don't really buy swimsuits, so I'm not picking up to take them. I'm trying to figure out when this came in. Oh, here we go. It came in April 11th, 2024. So this is definitely a Bolo brand. You know, if you're looking for sales in that $30 to $50 range. Oh, here we go. I've sold some of their suits before, and also I think they do some workout clothes, and I have a pair of pants I actually need to list from them as well. So we're in the right season, and it actually retailed for $138. So I'm hoping to get about $50 for this swimsuit. This is the other item I purchased at Buffalo Exchange, and I was shocked that they only had these docks priced at $45. I feel like there's something wrong with them. I checked them over. I made sure they were matching sizes. I checked the zippers. They feel like good quality leather. I mean, they don't seem fake. They don't even look like anyone ever wore them. I will do research to make sure these are authentic, just because I say all this because Buffalo Exchange usually prices their docks at a minimum of like $70, and these are a more substantial dock. These aren't the basic ones, and they only had a price for $45. Maybe, I don't know if it's because they're a size 7, but that doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know why these were priced at $45. I did a quick search. They're selling for over $100, so let's hope I can get over $100 and that I don't find anything wrong with them, because I'm still confused. Why were these only $45? And even the girl ringing me up, she looked at them and she's like, "Are these docks?" And I was like, yeah, I don't know what happened there. And these actually came in May 26th, 2024. So they've been there for like a week and a half. Okay, best item of the find. Hopefully a $150 to $200 flip. That might be ambitious. These Doc Martens. So these aren't buckled. I was going through clothes, and I don't usually go through shoes at buy sell trade. Like, I don't make it a point to look at the shoes, because I get good shoes elsewhere and I feel like I don't really need to pay up for them. So it's not a category I'm usually looking to pay up for, I guess. But I was going through clothes and I saw these sitting, and certain docks do really well. And at Buffalo Exchange a few months ago, I picked up a pair of heart print docks that did really well. And so I just did a quick search on Poshmark. I'm like, okay, pink suede platform docks with hearts. And that's literally, I think I just put in Poshmark, like, pink suede heart docks, and these came up as like a Lazy Oaf collab with Doc Marten, and they're selling, people have them listed as rare, and I don't usually put rare in my listings, and they're selling for like okay, I just saw the listings and the solds and grabbed them because everything was above $150. So I think people are listing them like close to $300, and they're selling between $150 and $200. I didn't even look at the size on these. These ones are a size 8. Wait, are these an 8? That's a great size. So great size, great style, hopefully a $150 sale. Honestly, if someone's willing to give me a little bit less and I can move them quickly, I will be taking that. That is usually my thought process. If you see something that has sold in this video and it's less than what I estimated it, I mean, it can always be less than what you estimate it to be, but also I'm willing to move things for a little bit less if they're gonna move quickly. So these, I mean, I really do think these are the best find of the video. They do have like a tiny bit of scuffing on the toes, but I'm not worried about that tiny bit of scuffing for a $100 to $200 profit. No. Honestly, probably about a $100 profit, which these did cost $55, and I probably would have paid $55 for them because these will be a big profit. I feel like these are the moneymaker of the haul. Let me know if you learned any new brands, if you've sold any of these brands or pieces before. Hey guys, Editing Riley coming in to let you know I have since changed the style of these videos. I no longer do a separate selling vlog and then this style haul. I am now combining them into one video where it's just a vlog style where you can see what they purchased from me and what I picked up in one video. If you do like this style and you do want an update on those specific pieces I picked up from Buy Sell Trade on a delay like this, let me know in the comments. But if it's something you guys aren't interested in, then this will probably be the last video of this style you see. So if you have an opinion on this style of video, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Goodbye.